Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Mega Man 9. In the last episode, we went into Plugman's stage and dealt with actually surprisingly little electricity. There weren't even any electric-based gimmicks in his stage, despite him being an electric boss. He did have a lot of disappearing blocks and respawning enemies, though. And we also got some plot. So now let's move on to our 5th stage, Jewel Man. He's fabulous. He sparkles. He has a pointy head. And his stage is purple. So this is one of those where the stage is a lot more troublesome than the boss. If Plugman's the hardest robot master, Jewel Man probably has the hardest stage. We have these little spinny things. I always thought they looked like dollar bills while they're falling. And we have the minecart enemies. I did mention during Hornet Man's stage that they seemed out of place there, but they actually make sense here because we are indeed underground and in places, a place where you might be mining things, like jewels. It'd be interesting if they did like a graphic swap of them in this stage where they had jewels or something in them. Like basically think the full minecarts from Donkey Kong Country Returns. Then again, I guess there wouldn't be any good place to put the rock one since there isn't a rock-based stage in this game. We also have these spider enemies. They showed up in Mega Man 10 as well. They walk on the ceiling and then when you get close to them they drop and start jumping. Best thing to do with them is shoot them as soon as they fall. And this one's kind of annoying to deal with because you're always guaranteed to trigger it before you can actually get close to it. And then you have to deal with its erratic jumping. I learned the trick of luring it to the right side from watching the Perfect Run video. We also have our spine enemy here and these platforms. I hope they're not as terribly coded as the swinging platforms from Super Mario World are. But also another thing I'm surprised never really showed up in any other games. Very careful. Not careful enough. That's what I was there, not careful enough. And that's the biggest problem with this stage, is there are a couple of very precise jumps you have to make, that being one of them. If there's only one extra tile of ground there... Oh, shoot, I left the thing spawn. Also, these Mets can't turn around. Oh, I guess they can't turn around while shooting. Seems like this first room is just a case where you want to take it slowly. Let the enemies spawn one at a time, then take them out. Again, I guess we do have more of these cannon enemies. More frequent than in Plugman's stage anyway. It is kind of weird that there's only one of them in there. Not this time. I mean, it's a generic enough enemy type that it could be in pretty much any stage. Get the spider to despawn off screen. And this one. And more spiders, also known as Ironicus Deathicus. Quit hopping on my head. I am not Pop. I'm sure you can do this section quicker if you're speedrunning, but I prefer to be safe and cautious. Let's do this right this time. Okay. Yeah. So now we have the mid-boss. First one... Oh no, second one of these we've seen. Hornet Man had one. It's a rock. And it's faster than you'd think. You can tell where it's going to fall next by where the little rock shards go. 6th position again. You can't really tell where the other rocks are going to fall though, and of course it shakes the ground. Again, a good opportunity for just button mashing. Anyway, mid-boss down, second half of the stage. And we have these things. I feel like these are based off some other enemy from another game, but I can't think what it would be. Little jewel things that can only be hit when they open up. If I remember correctly, yeah. We have our pit enemies in this section. So here's another one of those really precise jumps. And made it, okay. And another item that you have to have Hornet Chaser to get. So I guess it is good to do Hornet Chasing, or Hornet Man stage early on, so you can get things like these, and not be sad that you can't do anything with the items in the wall. I am running really low on health. I believe there's actually a challenge that you can get from defeating one of every type of enemy, or a certain number of enemies or something. Need to go down there. And more spiders. One up, I certainly can't complain about that. You want this one to drop on the upper platform here, so it's easier to shoot. This one I'm not really sure. But I don't think I did. Oh, well, it worked. Okay, the tag team of the spider and the falling spike thing. Well, 2 HP is better than none. I think these things always hop at the same height. Hey, do you feel like dropping... No, you don't. I think there's one stage where the Dr. L symbol there is actually walk-throughable and you can get an item behind it, but I'm not sure which one that is, or if it's multiple. Time for Jewel Man, and we have like 8 HP left. 8, 9, I can't quite tell. He's the shield robot master of this game. Ow. He jumps when you do, but he jumps a lot higher, and I just jumped right into that jewel. Go me. So, Jewel Man take 2. How many extra lives do we have? 3. Okay. So yeah, like I said, he is the shield using Robot Master, which also is reflected in his weapon. And whenever you jump, he'll jump. And you can actually shoot the jewels off of him. Or you can just stand there and take it. Ideally, you want to shoot all of his jewels but one. From what I've seen, if you shoot all 4 of them off, then that can cause problems later, and if you don't shoot enough of them, that also will be an issue. Well, like I said though, Mega Man 9's bosses are pretty simplistic, and this is all Jewel Man does. It'd be funny if I had more trouble with this guy than Plugman after saying Plugman was harder. I think this is another... Whoa. Darn it. Yeah, never let it be said that a simple pattern can't still be challenging. I guess the sooner you get all his jewels off, the fewer things you have trying to hit you. Because his hitbox while he has the jewels is pretty big. You also don't want to be too close to him when you shoot the jewels, because then they'll just fly at you anyway. See, that's why sometimes even 2 is too many. Ow. You also don't want to jump into the jewels after shooting them off. Will you quit shooting them in a spread shot? Oh, sure. Jump when I don't need to, and don't jump when I do need to. Oh, that's bad. He keeps shooting the 2 jewels that he has in the worst possible pattern. And well, I was gonna die anyway, probably, because I couldn't get his jewels off. Darn. This is proving more troublesome than I expected. Like I said, it's ironic that I'm having more trouble with this guy than I did Plugman. You can also shoot through his... Ow. That was bad. Well, at least I got him down to 1. Will you quit shooting them like that? I want you to shoot them together so they're easier to... Ow, dodge. And now he has 3. Okay, well, actually, that was not too bad. And 2. Yeah, once Ow, that was bad. Yeah, once he has all his jewels gone, that's a good opportunity to get hits in on him. And just barely got him, but we got him. I guess we had a little bit of health left. We could have taken one more hit. So yeah, kind of a sloppy Jewel Man fight, but it worked. And we have another good weapon. Probably the best shield weapon in the entire Mega Man series, actually. Well, probably nothing. This is the best shield weapon in the Mega Man series. It is the Jewel Satellite. Jewel Satellite. That is not hard to pronounce. It surrounds you with jewels. Naturally. Yeah, the water shield from 10 is pretty good, and so is the acid barrier from 11, as well as the jump shield from 7, but Jewel Satellite's still the best. I've upgraded Rush to help you out. Yeah, stop! She looks like she's not enjoying herself as much as she should be. I'll try to slow him down a bit. So yeah, after beating 5 bosses, you get the Rush Jet, which we'll demonstrate along with the 2 special weapons we got in the next episode. So I'll see you then.